You know, I was thinking, this is my children's Bible. See this?
Yeah.
This is a Bible. And I use it. There's a story in here, and it's about kind of a kid who's just a little bit older than you.
I'm 4.
You're 4, and he's just a little bit older.
I'm 4. I'm almost 5.
I know.
3.
Are you 3? Then you must be turning 4 pretty soon.
And my brother did.
How many of you have...
I'm 24 in 1 more.
And 1 more month? How many of you have brothers and sisters?
I'm a sister.
You're a sister?
I have a sister.
Okay.
I have a
Okay.
brother. I
Well-
have a brother. His name is Brother.
Brother. Well, this is a story. This is a story. See that coat right there? It's a really fancy coat. And it's made like a rainbow. And see his face right here? See that? His name is Joseph. And his dad gave him a really fancy special coat. You see that? And his dad gave it to him. And you know what he did? He gave it. See all those people behind him right there? See that? Do you know who that is? They're his brothers. And so the dad took Joseph and gave him a special coat. And he didn't give any of them a special coat at all. And then the dad said, I love you more than them. Now, how do you think they felt?
Sad.
Yeah, if you were a brother, you might feel sad. How else might you feel? Sad, yeah. Grumpy, yes.
Mad.
Mad, mad, sad, and grumpy.
And also angry.
And angry?
Why did you
Exactly.
in yesterday?
And you know what they did? They got mad, sad, and grumpy. And you know what he did? He started telling them, Dad loves me most. Dad, look at my fancy coat. And then he started to brag to them. Now, how do you think that made them feel? Even more sad, and even more mad, and even more grumpy.
I can't see.
And you know what so they came up with a plan to do something against Joseph. And that's not very nice either. And they came up with this plan where they were going to take his coat and they were going to trick him. And the story goes on where Joseph goes away to this land of Egypt and he's kind of a prisoner. And all of a sudden, Joseph then starts learning about, he's good at some things.
He was in jail.
He's kind of in jail. And then he starts helping the king. And the king there really starts to like Joseph. And Joseph is good at some stuff. Okay? And then Joseph's brothers are hungry. And they need some help. And they have to go to the king to get help. And they go to the king for help. But now who's there in place of the king but Joseph? So they did something bad to Joseph. And now the brothers show up. So how do you think Joseph might feel towards his brothers if they did something really bad to him? How might Joseph be feeling? He might be feeling sad, mad, and grumpy. But you know what Joseph did? He told his brothers that what you did to me, to hurt me, was bad. But somehow, God's going to use that for good. So Joseph found a way to love and forgive his brothers. He did something mean to them. They did something mean back to Joseph. And they could just keep going back and forth and being mean, but someone has to finally stop and say, you know, I'm going to love you. And even though you did something mean and bad, I'm going to find a way to to love you. And that's what he did. And this can be something for each of us, because sometimes when we get hurt and our feelings hurt, it's so easy we want to get mad. And sometimes when we can be the one to stop and maybe give a hug or a smile or a handshake, even though our feelings got hurt, it can make a big difference. Yeah, what is it?
Is it okay for us to go to the
Sure. So see, the brothers tricked Joseph, and then these people, they throw him down a well, and then Joseph is being carried away. He's kind of like a prisoner.
And he
Yeah, he's locked up. So now that's Joseph. He's now in this prison.
Why he's in jail?
I know. His brothers did a really bad trick on him. So then here he is in jail, and then the king starts to learn about him and say, hey, he's pretty good at some stuff. I want to have him help me. And he becomes really good at some stuff in helping the king. And then he becomes really important to the king.
Yes.
And then he becomes so important that Joseph's brothers are having a hard time over here, and they need help from the king. And when they come, who is there but Joseph? And Joseph could have been mean back to his brothers, or he could have been loving to his brothers. So he chose to be loving, even though they hurt him.
They can do this, like
Do you want to say a prayer with me? Want to do an echo prayer?
Wait, look.
Let's do an echo prayer, okay? Let's put our hands together.
Look.
I see. Oh, you got a boo-boo. Let's say a prayer.
We need a crack.
Dear God,
Dear God,
thank you for today.
thank you for today.
Help me
Help me
when I get my feelings hurt
when I get my feelings hurt.
to try and care for the other person
To try to care for the
and not just be mad back.
not just be
In Jesus' name,
in Jesus' name.
amen.
Amen.
That's easy words to say and another thing to do. And that's what Joseph did, and that's why that story is important in the Bible. It sure is good to see all of you. I look forward to this every single week. I love all your outfits and princess outfits and headbands, everything. I know.
I have a rainbow one on me.
It's good to see you, boys and girls.